Introduction to Socialism, Utopian and Scientific. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Bob Neufeld. Socialism, Utopian and Scientific, by Friedrich Engels. Translated by Edward Aveling. Introduction. The present little book is originally a part of a larger whole. About 1875, Dr. E. Düring, Privatdozent at Berlin University, suddenly and rather clamorously announced his conversion to Socialism, and presented the German public not only with an elaborate socialist theory, but also with a complete practical plan for the reorganization of society. As a matter of course, he fell foul of his predecessors. Above all, he honored Marx by pouring out upon him the full vials of his wrath. This took place about the time when the two sections of the Socialist party in Germany, Eisenachers and Lassallians, had just effected their fusion, and thus obtained not only an immense increase of strength, but, what was more, the faculty of employing the whole of this strength against the common enemy. The Socialist party in Germany was fast becoming a power, but to make it a power, the first condition was that the newly conquered unity should not be imperilled, and Dr. Düring openly proceeded to form around himself a sect, the nucleus of a future separate party. It thus became necessary to take up the gauntlet thrown down to us, and to fight out the struggle whether we liked it or not. This, however, though it might not be an over-difficult, was evidently a long-winded business. As is well known, we Germans are of a terribly ponderous Gründlichkeit, radical profundity, or profound radicality, whatever you may like to call it. Whenever any of us expounds what he considers a new doctrine, he has first to elaborate it into an all-comprising system. He has to prove that both the first principles of logic and the fundamental laws of the universe had existed from all eternity for no other purpose than to ultimately lead to this newly discovered crowning theory. And Dr. Düring, in this respect, was quite up to the national mark. Nothing less than a complete system of philosophy, mental, moral, natural, and historical, a complete system of political economy and socialism, and finally, a critical history of political economy, 3 big volumes in octavo, heavy extrinsically and intrinsically, 3 army corps of arguments mobilized against all previous philosophers and economists in general, and against Marx in particular, in fact, an attempt to a complete revolution in science, these were what I should have to tackle. I had to treat of all and every possible subject, from the concepts of time and space to bimetallism, from the eternity of matter and motion to the perishable nature of moral ideas, from Darwin's natural selection to the education of youth in a future society. Anyhow, the systematic comprehensiveness of my opponent gave me the opportunity of developing, in opposition to him and in a more connected form than had previously been done, the views held by Marx and myself on this great variety of subjects, and that was the principal reason which made me undertake this otherwise ungrateful task. My reply was first published in a series of articles in the Leipzig Vorwärts, the chief organ of the Socialist party, and later on as a book, Herrn Eugen Düring's Umwälzen der Wissenschaft, Mr. E. Düring's Revolution in Science, a second edition of which appeared in Zurich, 1886. At the request of my friend Paul Lafargue, now representative of Lille in the French Chamber of Deputies, I arranged 3 chapters of this book as a pamphlet, which he translated and published in 1880, under the title Socialisme utopique et Socialisme scientifique. From this French text a Polish and Spanish edition were prepared. In 1883 our German friends brought out the pamphlet in the original language. Italian, Russian, Danish, Dutch, and Romanian translations, based on the German text, have since been published. Thus, with the present English edition, this little book circulates in 10 languages. I am not aware that any other socialist work, not even our Communist Manifesto of 1848, or Marx's Kapital,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?